How's that capitalism working for you? How's that capitalism working for you this year? How is that capitalism working for you this year?
He has no problem mocking a free market supporter on stage, but when he knows the cameras are on, he's just a tad more careful. The bottom line is he wants to progress away from capitalism. Tiny baby steps. I don't want to misquote Van Jones, because now we're BFFs. But here he is in his own words.
Right now we're saying we want to move from suicidal gray capitalism to some kind of eco-capitalism where, at least we're not, fast-tracking the destruction of the whole planet. Will that be enough? No, it won't be enough. We want to go beyond systems of exploitation and oppression altogether, but that's a process.
It's a process. It's a process on the way to an extreme goal. What is the extreme goal? That's the question. What is it? Complete revolution through the green movement. It's just a vehicle to him. I'm going to show you this. This is the chart of where America really is. Everybody always says, oh, you're on the right, you're on the left. Well, if you're on the right, if this is the system, it'd be total anarchy. Really? That's what the Republicans are for. No, no, no. They're always called fascists, Nazis. The left, if they go too far, are always called communists, right? Those are the names we call each other. Nobody says you're an anarchist unless you're a crazy person. Got it? Left and right. Right is anarchy and the smallest limited government you can get, and then there comes the big government, the progressive government, to communism and fascism. Our founders had us about here. This is where they had us. Now, up and down, that is actually left and right. The Republicans, the Democrats, up and down. This bar slides by both the Republicans and the Democrats. It slides back and forth. Reagan moved it back over here, moves it back up here. Got it? Fascism, that's why the Republicans, they're Nazis. And the left, communists, because if they get too close to big government, that's what happens. Now, progressives, what does the root of the word is progress? You're progressing to what? Progress implies steps forward, movement, right? What are you moving toward? You're not moving back towards the Constitution or the Republic. You're not moving towards anarchy. You're moving step by step towards total government. And it depends on who gets you there. Is it going to be the fascists, the Nazis, or the communists? Left or right, up or down. That's what it is. You see, Van Jones is just a piece of the puzzle. You have to find out what the extreme goal is. He's just one small witness in a large case. You see, it's not personal. It never has been. It's about the extreme goal. What is the president's agenda, his extreme goal? The president needs to ask these things. Does he believe in these things? Communist revolutionary, defending convicted cop killer, believes the free market system is dead, believes government and business is poisoning minority, 9/11 truther, replace the system of oppression. The president was the most progressive far-left senator in the Senate, even further than Bernie Sanders, an avowed socialist. He had a communist childhood mentor, sought out a Marxist professor, several. He said in his own words, I sought them out. He went to a Marxist church, surprisingly didn't know that for 20 years. Meanwhile, he must have absorbed something because he told Joel the plumber it was good to spread the wealth around. He's now having government take over banks, car companies, and now we find out this weekend that he knowingly, according to Van Jones, a question we've been asking since June, did he know that he was hiring this? The answer now is yes, he did. He also put a man who does not believe in the free market system. It's dead. He put him in charge of creating jobs. How are we supposed to believe that a guy can create any kind of job, green, black, white, it doesn't matter, if he doesn't believe in the free market? But see, this is the pattern. The president also appointed Ron Bloom to reinvigorate our manufacturing base. Look what he said.
We know that the free market is nonsense.
Is it? Mr. President, do you believe that? Because he does, and Ron Bloom does. We now have two people hired by the president. Their specific job is to create jobs, and they don't believe in the free market. So what jobs would you create? Government jobs. Government jobs, which would lead you to a bigger government. It's only a matter of time. Eventually the stairs wind out. I mean, eventually you're at the top of the stairs. You've made all the progress you can make so far away from the republic that you become this. We're going to show you some more on Andy Stern here in a minute. But he's now a chief financial advisor and architect for the president on many of the things we're doing. He's another guy, progressive. He said this.
There are opportunities in America to share better in the wealth, to rebalance the power, and unions and government are part of the solution.
Governments and union, they can rebalance the system. America, do you honestly believe that you, if you tried, could assemble a more hostile team to the free market system? I mean, try really hard. Who else could you get? Back to the question we've been asking. Was Van Jones vetted? He said yes. A rigorous process. Okay, so now we know that the president or his advisors are involved. We only had a hunch on that before. Again, I issued the question to the White House, Mr. President, what is it that you truly believe? What is your extreme goal? Will you denounce radical communism, Marxism, socialism? Will you tell me what your turning point was? You said that you sought out the Marxists and the radicals. Tell me about your turning point. When did you say, boy, that Marxism stuff, that's just stupid? No, I really believe. You just said last week you believe in the free market system, yet everybody you have around you thinks the free market is dead. Help me out with that. I don't understand it. As an alcoholic who went through recovery, I understand we all make mistakes, and we all have a learning curve, and we all look at things and go, boy, I made some mistakes. Boy, I was stupid. I'd like to know. Because none of this makes any sense. No one seems to ask the president about that. You know, I would have thought it was laughable 2 years ago. I mean, do you believe the same thing you believed 2 years ago? 2 years ago, if somebody said, you know what, there's going to be a bunch of communists running around, I'd be like, what? Communists? I mean, now I'm still like, there are 10 communists out there? But don't you wonder now? Don't you wonder, what is this? You see, that's all I want. I don't need to be friends with Van Jones. I don't hate him. I love you too, Van. I see you. I see you too. And it's my goal to have one country too. I just want the debate out in the open. No more nudging or using behavioral science to get Americans to accept progressivism or wherever it is we're headed. And you know what? I have to tell you, America, I think these people are close. I think they're dying to tell us what the real agenda is. I think they're close to taking the mask off. And again, we don't need to know any more about Van Jones. Case is closed. Van Jones, I love you. I'll be sending you a Valentine card next year. But know this, my problem has never been with you. I know who you are. My question has always been about the extreme goal. What is the president's agenda? Because nothing makes sense. So the question, again, that I posed back in September when Van Jones was escorted out of the building, it again goes to the president. Mr. President, I only had a hunch before, but now Van Jones has confirmed it. You did know who he is. You did know he was a communist revolutionary and free market system is dead, and that the white government and business is poisoning minority communities. That he wants to replace a system of oppression. Do you believe that? Is that who you are? And if not, how could they present you with this evidence and you think that it would make sense to hire him? Mr. President, the reason why people are pushing back on your health care is because people don't believe you. There's too much stuff out there that doesn't make sense. It just doesn't work. We can do math. 1 + 1 doesn't equal 3. We know it's 2. Help us, Mr. President. We'd love to be one country. We just want to make sure it's the country that we recognize. Back in a minute. I don't remember if it was my father or my grandfather, but they used to say to me all the time, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Did your parents say that to you? I want to look at some of the friends of progressives in our government. Progressives. Now, let me make it clear. What you're about to see, I don't think represents a significant portion of our society. At least I don't think they do. But I said to you just a few minutes ago, 2 years ago, I didn't even think there were any communists in America. I mean, communists is like a joke. Really? Now there's 10 of them? Really? Maybe 11? I don't know. I don't know how many there are, but the left ignored the Tea Party. Let's not make the same mistake and just ridicule and dismiss. This is a group of radical, open communists and socialists speaking now at the Beck Forum last September.